to share some perspective as a parent that is done with co-parenting and has another set of children and a good relationship this go around, right? I know the conversation with money and your high conflict ex are just, it's a conversation you don't want to have because you know how it's going to go south in 2.3 seconds. And you also know that you're never going to get the financial help for the child that's either court ordered or the child deserves. You'll never get the reimbursements on time. It'll always be a degrading comment or email back to you about any type of money, even if it's court ordered. I mean, those are all just facts. But here's where you're winning. You're winning because you're doing it no matter what. You still spend the money that you have to spend on birthday parties and socks and school supplies and, fall clothes and all the things. You just spend it because your child needs it. It's in what's the best interest of the child, right? And then you have this high conflict ex that just bitches and degrades you about money, and you're taking the money and you're, blah, blah, blah. How dare you ask me for more money and all this stuff. If they keep their perspective and their point of interest all the time on money, it's only going to fail them in the long run, because that child who's 11, 12 right now is eventually going to be 27, have their own spouse, start having their own family, and you know who they're going to call to come over for Sunday dinner? You. And they're not even going to want to call the other parent, and they probably will out of obligation for a certain amount of years, like, oh, I don't want to catch any shit, so I'll just invite them. But in the scheme of support, like in the big picture of who supports them, your child knows. And you don't have to say anything over the years. You don't have to say, hey, I paid for that. Hey, I covered that. Hey, your other parent didn't cover that. I'm the one that's 100%, it's me. You don't even have to point it out. Your child instinctively knows who the parent that doesn't over talk about money. They know. So I know you're struggling to pay your bills. I know you are. Everybody is that's divorced from a high conflict parent, because it's never going to be fair. It never is. Never going to be fair. And it probably wouldn't ever be in an ideal situation anyways. But your relationship with your children in that long spectrum of life is your focal point, because you will always find a way. There is something about a parent who loves their child unconditionally with no terms attached to it that will always find a way to provide for said child. You just do. That's the way the universe works. So focus on your relationship with your kiddo, because that's what's going to pay dividends on the ass end when all this co-parenting bullshit is over.